What's up everyone, back with another video. Today's topic is sport specific. The topic is not sport specific, but more the term sport specific. It's something that is used a lot in the fitness industry, and I thought today I'll talk about it and give you my thoughts of sport specific. First, I'd like to show you some videos I came across recently. That is why I want to talk about it. I see these videos a lot. I only saw a lot these few weeks, so I thought maybe it's a good idea to just talk about it, show you the videos and give you my thoughts. So let's get in it. So I got these videos off of TikTok, so we're gonna watch them quick. Probably that's why it is terrible advice in my opinion. You get these videos on Instagram as well. It's all over. I used to, funny enough, disclaimer, I used to wholeheartedly believe what these people say, and I used to really think it makes sense, because this is something I need to talk about, or something I'll talk about in this video, is the fact that yes, some of these trainers or some of these people that have it are, one, coaches, so they're active coaches, they train a lot of kids, and these ideas and stuff are taught to these kids. So obviously there's a lot of people, a lot of discussion in the industry about these topics, the sport specific topic when it comes to training. So yeah, it's fine to acknowledge that. And another thing is that it is something that is argued about. I think if you have a basic knowledge about sport and you're not trying to be this person that, or this coach that has this systemized approach where you follow a system or you follow one concept and that concept underlines every single thing, like your exercise selection, everything, then yeah, if you're not a coach like that, you can see why this is flawed and why I think this is flawed. I'll try my best to depict it, but it is good that you know that there are famous trainers out there, trainers that have millions of followers that believe in this stuff, and those followers all believe in it, and they all believe that this is true, and they all believe that this is valid. And that is why I think it's almost impossible to get rid of these types of ideas, is because these trainers, it's like this effect as where these trainers have these insane amount of followers and they all believe it, and it's like, oh well, look, this guy's training a million people, so it must be working. Or he's training a famous person. Well, most of those famous people were famous and good at their sport before they came to him and used their approach. This is not specific though, this is just a category of certain coaches that believe in this. But let's get started. First, we got this video on TikTok, the secret to getting more athletic.
If you want to be more athletic on the basketball court, you have to make sure you're training in sport-specific positions. The split stance is something you should be exploring. In basketball, when you're doing anything athletic, you usually have one foot in front of the other. This means that one leg is taking more force than the other. You need to prepare for that to prevent injuries, but also master these joint angles to get strong and explosive through these joint angles so you can take your athleticism to a new level.
That's the first one. The secret to building athleticism: be in a split stance. Do all the exercise in the split stances. Because your sport, you do on one leg. Yes, it's that easy. So, first problem with this approach for me is, one, it's oversimplifying athleticism as a whole. It's not how this athleticism is developed, and yeah, if you want to take a very specific look into your sport like that and say, well, if we want to be better at our sport, we just look at this positions that we get into and mimic it. Well, you're going to be busy mimicking your entire life, because if I go and I want to create my narrative that the secret to building athleticism is deep range of motion, well, here are some pictures. Here's another picture. Secret to building athleticism: deep ranges of motion, awkward ankle ranges. Boom. But no one makes those videos. Why? Because it's not normal. Those don't look pretty. Split stance looks pretty. Do a regular lunge, but split stance close to each other. It's more sport specific. There is no such thing as sport specific. And funny enough, something that a lot of these people don't get to understand, and this is for me always a bit laughable when it comes to this way of thinking of sport specific, is, first of all, when we look at this video again, just this one part quick.
In basketball, when you're doing anything athletic, you usually have one foot in front of the other. This means that one leg is taking more force than the other. You need to prepare for that to prevent injuries, but also master these joint angles to get
in basketball, whenever you're doing something athletic, you always have one foot in front of the other. How else do you want to move? How else do you plan on moving from point A to B? Okay? And another thing, specific. The weight room is not specific. And that is what people need to understand. The weight room is not specific. It is non-specific. You want to develop general qualities. General, not specific, general. General qualities like strength, like speed. Your sport is specific. Your sport is specific. That is your specific training for your sport, is your sports training. That is why that should be a big bulk of your training. You don't go to the gym to be specific for your sport. You go to the gym to develop general qualities. As you can see, this is hyping me up extreme, but I love these type of topics and I love talking about it. But that is the thing that these people don't seem to get. Is one, it's extremely oversimplified. It's narrow, because if we're just going to all talk about, if I can make the debate that I can make anything specific then. Because basketball, much like any other sport, is extremely chaotic. And he just narrowed it down to moving it your one foot in front of the others. Therefore, we only do split stances. Wow. How many other positions can I think of that we are in basketball? 100%. So, yeah, for me, it's a flawed argument, and your training on the field is specific, or on the court is specific already. You need to do non-specific stuff, general stuff, like getting stronger. You don't have to worry about doing everything in the split stance, because that has nothing to do with getting stronger. Just get generally stronger. Create generally more resilient muscle tissues to help you in your sport. Another thing I like to chat about is the part about preventing injuries. Doing stuff in these positions prevent injuries. Now, another thing about the whole thing about being specific, you know what's the best place you can mimic these things? Gonna give you a while to guess. Your sport. Your sport is where you mimic those angles. You know where most people get hurt? When they come back from a long while of not doing their sport, they get hurt playing their sport. And it's not because they didn't do enough split stance variations in the gym. It's because they played too little of their sport. Their sport is going to prepare them, and the sport is going to stop them from getting injuries. So that is why you have practice, because you practice your sport. When you explain it like this, sometimes when I explain it like this to people, I don't know if it's the fact that it's so simple that people just don't want to believe it. Some people I explain it to. I've had many debates with people about it, friends and stuff. And when it comes so simple, some of them are just like, oh wow, never thought about that. Some people, I think, hate the fact that it's so simplified. In my Instagram handle, I use the thing, theory is overvalued, simple is underrated. Without the theory part, this is not theory, I don't want to call this theory, but simple is underrated. And for some reason, people don't value simple. And simple is beneficial, because simple means it's easier to apply. And simple means, yeah, well, you don't have to think much further than that. And I don't know why people don't like it. Don't know the amount of forces that your joints and stuff take in jumps and landings in basketball. Not a basketball player, but I've seen some of the stuff. Insane amounts of athleticism, and I love it. It's so impressive. With the amount of force they take. How is this dude replicate? I don't know who this guy is. I have no idea who he is. I have nothing personal against him. The amount of forces they have to take. There is no way that a mini drop with a med ball, it's not even an altitude drop, just a drop with a med ball and a cable in a split stance position, can mimic those forces that your body has to take and overcome in basketball. No way. So whatever it's doing over here, it's not preventing injuries. And injuries just aren't that simple. Injuries are multifactorial, and a lot of things play a role in injuries, and it's not as simple as just doing that. So I have no idea who this guy is. I think what that post specifically is L take. It's a really bad take. I really don't think it's useful. Maybe this coach is a good coach. I found him on TikTok and just saved this video immediately, and then went to go get it for this video. But I assume that he has a lot of followers and it's trained a lot of people. I don't know what his other coaching methods are or what other stuff he preaches, but the specific one, bad. Other than that, if you're going to train, remember, train your sport as much as possible. Use the weight room to get generally strong, develop general qualities like speed, and then just play your sport like a menace, and then get better at it. It's as simple as that.